The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Welcome back to another episode of Cashing Out. I'm your host, Billy Alvaro. My co-host is not here today, but we're going to interview this young man, Alex, in a few seconds. If you don't know us, we are Easy Sell Property Solutions. We're located right over here in Holbrook, New York. You can find us online, easysell411.com, by phone, 631-400-EASY. If you don't know us, you must be living under a rock. Myself and my cousin, we have a company, which I just said, Easy Sell Property Solutions, and we buy properties all day, every day for cash. If you have a home that you want to sell, give us a call at the office, 631-400-EASY. The process literally is the fastest, easiest, most hassle-free way to sell your home, period. If you have your home and you want to sell and you want to close on your timeline, call us. If you have a house that has problems, CO issues, fire damage, mold problems, call us. If your home smells like old cat piss, call us. We buy houses every day, all day for cash, all over Long Island. We're buying in Jersey. We're buying in Pennsylvania. We're buying in Baltimore. We're starting to spread out our horizons. Find us online. Online is easysell411.com. So listen, I'm here today with a young man named Alex Tsunis from South Air Corporation. Alex, welcome to the show.
Stealth Air, but you got it, Billy.
Oh, Stealth Air.
Yeah, stealth.
I was coming from the south. I'm coming north.
Long day for Billy, but we're gonna get there.
I've been up since 4 o'clock. I'm trying to make shit happen over here.
All good.
So Stealth Air Corporation. Alex,
Yes.
first, before we get into that,
Sure.
Tell us, you and I met about 2 years ago in a networking event, maybe a year and a half ago.
We were in the city just networking, trying to get some deals done and everything.
Yeah,
I met you.
And you're a young, aggressive guy.
Yeah. I was going all around, just shaking hands, taking names and everything.
Yep.
And you said that you had your company Easy Sell, so we connected. I gave you my card. I was a commercial broker then for Coldwell Banker at the time. I was doing office leasing. I've been a commercial broker for 6 years now.
So you're a young guy. You're 25.
25. Got licensed to sell real estate when I was 19.
What made you get into the commercial real estate realm?
So my father's a real estate developer. He develops condos and multifamily properties throughout Long Island. So I kind of took hold of the family business. He was the one that really pushed me to get my license when I was 19. So
your whole family's basically involved, right? I mean, your uncles, you're like everybody in your family.
Some of them, not all of them, but it's
majority of them.
One big Greek
like
family.
Like the Tsunis name is a big name in Long Island.
Yeah, for real estate. I've heard that before.
And you are the next generation.
Yes, sir.
Good job. Good.
Away.
So it's family business. You got in. Your dad obviously was doing it, so you're going to follow his footsteps.
Yeah, so I was selling condos for him every summer during my college career. I went to school down in North Carolina and everything, got my economics degree down there. When I came back, I sort of realized that I wanted to, go out and go on my own approach and everything, just because I just wanted to make more money, honestly. And I saw that commercial real estate was a really good way to do that. So I got in with Mike Murphy at Douglas Elliman Commercial.
Who happens to be
shout out Mike Murphy.
Solid
Shout
dude.
out Mike Murphy. I'm going to shout out Mike Lee as well and Mike G from Douglas Elliman Commercial. Anyways, when I got through with him, I closed a nice deal there, sold a shopping center over in Ronkonkoma. One of my clients, Lake Ronkonkoma Beverage. Very proud of that deal.
That's the one in the corner there.
Yeah, right on Hawkins. Yeah, great location.
What are they converting that into?
So they actually put their business there. We did a triple net lease on their previous property, and then they bought the building. Now they're owner occupied and everything.
Beautiful.
It's been great. So after that, went over to Coldwell Banker in the city.
Slow down. You're rolling through your life here.
Yeah.
You're rolling through.
Well, it went quick.
So how long were you with Coldwell?
Douglas Elliman. So I was with Douglas Elliman for about a year. Closed the shopping center deal, and I realized, I'm an aggressive guy, so I always want more. And with the Long Island market, it's a bit hard to get your name out there when you're that young and everything. A lot of the landlords, they already know who's who in the business and everything. And I realized, I wanted to be a city boy. I want to be a city broker. So got in with an executive managing director at Coldwell Banker Commercial in the city. We had an office at 1407 Broadway, 23rd floor.
Beautiful.
Closed 3 deals in there, which I'm very proud of. Got it done in 8 months.
So are these leasing deals?
Office leasing deals. So I was cold calling, doing about 200, 300 calls a day and everything, just trying to get my name out there. Exactly.
So for those young guys out there that want to get into this business or any business, and you have to cold call, you're calling 30, 40 calls a day, and you think you're working. How many calls are you doing? 200 to 300?
Yeah, something like that. At least.
Listen to the numbers. 200 to 300 calls, but you made deals happen.
Yes. And only 3 though, so that's 1 out of every 100, if that.
Three big deals.
Yeah, they
decent
they
deals.
paid the bills exactly.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm very proud of those. And where do we go from there? I ended up leaving there because, long story short, the firm got bought out by a foreign entity. They changed the name. So I went from an associate director at Coldwell Banker to an associate director at a firm called Advisors.
Okay.
So now when I was cold calling, I was really getting stiffed. I mean, no one wanted to talk to me. No one wanted to do any business with us.
Who the hell's Advisors?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And they disappeared. So I guess I made the right call and everything.
So let me ask you a question. So do you think it matters? I mean, being that you're in real estate, right? Your personal name, you have to build your personal brand.
Absolutely.
But do you really think it holds a lot of weight with the company that you're working for?
It depends on the type of assets that you're selling and the market that you're working with and everything. And it also depends on you. You know, like you have to be able to sell yourself, and I think that's very important.
That's
you know?
first and foremost.
If they don't trust you, there's three things you have to sell. You have to sell yourself, the product, and the company that you're working for. If they don't trust those three things, then you're pretty much screwed. I don't know if I could curse or not. I was going to say.
They'll bleep it out. Live, we're good. On the radio, they
fair
bleep
enough.
that shit
Fair
out.
enough. But yeah, you got to focus on yourself. I would say that it does hold weight, though, in some markets more than others, and it really depends on the assets that you're selling. Like right now, or about a couple of months ago when I was really focused on commercial real estate before we delve into what I'm doing currently, I was focused on industrial assets and multifamily assets on Long Island and everything. So talking to big landlords, guys that have, 10, 20 acres of land or so, that really want a young hustler that's going to go out there and actually procure them a tenant or a deal. Because a lot of these old brokers, what they do is they'll hire young guys to just put all their stuff up on LoopNet, CoStar, et cetera, and they'll wait for the calls to come in. It's very rare where you have a young guy that's making 200 to 300 calls a day, knocking on doors.
Sure.
I just closed a really nice deal in Smithtown, whereas we got a tenant for 15 years in the building. And I literally knocked on every single door in Smithtown, made a bunch of calls every single day and everything. It took about 8 months to get that deal done. So it's a long process.
I love that, though, Alex, because guys that get it. And you obviously get it.
Somewhat.
You're doing,
Still
you
learning.
get it, dude. Listen, you have an innate ability. You know what you have to do, and it's all about making the calls. It's all about meeting the people. It's all about knocking on the doors.
For sure.
And those guys and girls that are out there that are young and that are starting off that think the 30 or 40 phone calls a day is going to make it, it's not. The hustle never stops.
You got to do that before 9 a.m. You call the people that you know 30, 40 times before 9 a.m. And then once the business hours hit, then you got to start cold calling, get your name out there. And if you don't have a good product or a good name behind you, it's going to be tough. And the first few years, they're definitely rough for everyone, including myself,
So you were still obviously in the commercial space, but you got into a different endeavor, which you contacted me about not too long ago.
Yes.
Let's talk about
Very
that.
excited
I'm going to get the
about
name
it.
right this time.
Sure.
Stealth Air Corporation.
Yes.
So what is this exactly?
So I'm the vice president of sales at Stealth Air Corporation. And what we do is we use drones and UAV technology to get surveys done on the residential and commercial end of real estate. It pretty much is the future of surveying, to sum it all up quickly. So
this is not going out and taking pictures of a home to list on MLS. This is actually
that market's very saturated. Yeah, we're not
surveys.
just sending. Yes, we're doing surveys that are licensed, or that are sealed, stamped, and approved by licensed surveyors and everything.
So take us through how this actually works.
Sure. So I have a detailed process I wrote out that I can read off to you, but I'm usually on the phone doing cold calls, so they'll say, you have 30 seconds, go. And the reason why I'm able to get it done so quickly and efficiently is because of the fact that we're saving people a lot of time and a lot of money. The traditional surveyor is going to take about 14 business days to get the job done. We get it done in 72 hours sometimes, just because of our drones and UAV technology and everything.
Wow.
And on the cost side, I'll give you an example. For residential, we're about the same. So the reason why you use us is because everyone wants to close their deals quicker.
Speed.
People are sick of waiting 2 weeks to get a survey done.
Sure.
I mean, it's 2019. It's quite ridiculous when you think about it. They're literally using the same technology from the 1960s.
Well, they're going out and they're walking. They're finding like the monuments on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
So how are you doing that?
So we do like a hybrid use of land and UAV or land surveying and UAV surveying as well. So the way that it works, we'll have an order come in and everything. We'll use our team, our CTO mainly, to do a survey research, and they're going to obtain that from the property or from the county and town that the property resides in. After that, we'll have a pilot, licensed FAA pilot, go out there. We have our own algorithm and our own flight patterns, of which we set up beforehand. He'll have the drone fly the property north-south, 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 east-west, east-west, east-west at multiple different elevations, simultaneously taking thousands of photographs. After or during the process of which he's doing that, we have these data points that are probably roughly, half the size of like this one square of the desk and everything.
Right.
Costs about like $8,000-$9,000 a piece. We'll set that out throughout the property, a couple of them, depending on how big the property size is. And that drone is literally communicating with those data points we're technically aerial data acquisition professionals. So we're taking all the data in, we take the photographs in, we run it through our algorithm. In addition to that, we're going to have our photos rendered into a 3D model, and then we'll also have our ground-based GPS data, like I said, that's going to go through the algorithm, and that's what provides us with quite literally to a centimeter accuracy from the property line. Now, traditional surveyors, if we go back, they're going to miss by an average of 6.5 to 7 inches on average because of human error. Our drones allow us to miss by no more than 1.95 inches maximum. So
wow.
I mean,
so what I'm expecting is there's going to be a lot of out of possession issues coming across.
Well, they either have to join our team or they're gonna. You always have to be adapting. We talked about this earlier before the show even started. I mean, if you're not adapting and you're not changing every single day, I mean, you're going to die out here. It's a cruel world.
So how long has this technology been around, been available?
So the technology, I want to say, I mean, you could have done it years ago and everything, but, you know, our chief technology officer, Nick Adonisio, he had a surveying background. He started the company about 2 years ago. And what we did,
private company?
Yes, private company right now. Before we went, before we went into drones and surveying, which was only about 8 months ago, we were a research and development firm. So we were focusing on military operation with drones. We were focusing on oil pipeline monitoring with drones and everything. I mean, we literally have drones that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and everything that go up in the air. They do some pretty cool stuff, but the drones that we use for surveying, they're a couple of grand and everything. But besides the point, you know, I mean, we put about $500,000 of research and development into this thing and everything. We have our own algorithms, our own draftsmen in-house, our own surveyors working for us. And the end product, Billy, is quite literally exactly the same. If I showed you a survey that was done traditionally, that was done by a UAV drone on our side, you wouldn't know the difference whatsoever, besides the fact that the property line may be a little bit more accurate. And let me clarify something. When I said that they missed by 6.5 to 7 inches, a lot of people, you know, they're thinking, oh, that's not that much. Let me tell you guys something. When you're dealing with especially a commercial landlord and they're trying to get a triple net lease by a really big company, that 6 to 7 inches is going to matter, especially for density purposes and everything. You know, if you're not in commercial real estate and you're in residential, I can understand how your homeowners may not really care. But there have been multiple instances, especially where we were able to help out on, whereas they weren't able to close because there's a discrepancy over the property line at the closing table.
Sure.
And what we do is we pull up our 3D model. We can literally zoom in literally on the pixel and everything of the property line and say, yes, you guys have it, or no, it's not there and everything. So when I say it is the future of surveying, I would not lie about that.
So pricing, you said it's roughly the same. So what do you guys get for a single family? Does it go by lot coverage?
Yeah, obviously. Well, it goes by the acreage and everything. So for, you know, if you figure standard, you know, half acre or so, we are the same exact price as traditional surveyors. Our surveys are going to be anywhere from $600 to $900.
Right.
But one example,
that's the number.
One example that I want to share with you though is we had a commercial user where she had a 23-acre property out in eastern Suffolk County, Long Island. The cheapest bid that she received from a traditional surveyor standpoint was for around $18,000, and they said there was going to take about 14 plus business days of time. We ended up doing the job because we did it for 9,007 business days.
Jesus.
So when it comes to the larger pieces of land and everything, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
The fact that we're able to save our clients so much time, and that time's valuable. I mean, if they're not able to get it done in time, right? They may not be able to close on the house because they have a contingency on their loan. They have a contingency with the seller. The seller may say, you know, I have 5 backup offers. Why am I going to wait for this guy that's taken 3 weeks to get a survey done?
Absolutely.
2 weeks, whatever it is. So when you can save people time and money, they're going to listen to you and they're going to use your product. So we're very happy about it. Yeah.
So how many people do you have on your team now inside the company?
So inside the company, I want to say we're roughly 15 to 20 employees deep or so.
Where are you based out of?
We're based out of Bohemia and everything.
So you're right here, local.
Yep, very local.
And what areas do you cover and what areas don't you cover?
So we're in the Northeast right now. We're doing New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. We're going to take the product nationally, but it's all economies of scale. You know, we could be in other markets right now, but we really don't want to blow ourselves out of the water and grow too quickly. Mm-hmm. Good problem to have, but we're working on it. So we'll be national soon enough. But right now, we want to take over the Long Island market and go from there. And we've had quite a number of success doing so.
So what's your process to go out there and get new clients, and who are you targeting?
I'm cold calling every attorney and every title insurance professional on Long Island, and I really haven't had one attorney or one title insurance professional deny me business just because when I say I can close their deals that much quicker and save their clients that much more money, no one's saying no because it is the future of surveying.
So you're cold calling?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I have a bunch of – the reason why they recruited me is because I have a pretty extensive network throughout the real estate industry and everything just because I've been networking so much. So I already knew a few owners of title companies and a lot of real estate attorneys. Mm-hmm. So I called up all my personal network first. I got about I want to say 4 orders the first day and everything, just because they wanted to see what was going on and
Sure.
everything. A lot of people are a little skeptical because they don't realize that we're able to do it. They don't believe us, rather, that we can do it that much faster and for the same price and everything. They're like, oh, what's the catch? I'm like, it's the future of surveying. I mean, there's no catch here. It's
right.
just, it's the future, and you're hearing about it now because you haven't heard about it before.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty much
I love it, dude. Like, so this is like the next wave for you. So are you gonna?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself kind of pulling out of the commercial real estate business?
I'm not really focusing on it too much. I have a bunch of deals locked up in contract and everything, a couple of LOIs out and everything, but this is going to be my main focus from now on. I really couldn't say no to the opportunity, just because, like I said, when you can save your clients time and money, no one's going to say no to you. So how could I say no to that and everything?
I love it.
And
Let me just give you a plug here. So if you guys want to get in touch with Alex and his new like software, if you're anybody out there who's listening and you have to sell a property, if you're a realtor, if you're an attorney, if you're a title company, if you're an investor like myself, give Alex a call, 631-512-0899. His company, Stealth Air Corporation, they're doing this whole new thing with surveys. They're doing it from the air. And what's the technology called? It's
there's really no technology behind it. It's our patented technology and everything. Like I said, we put about $500,000 into research and development, and it's a combination between land surveying and UAV surveying. So right now we have an order out. It's about an $80,000.
What is UAV surveying?
So unmanned aerial vehicle.
Okay.
Same thing as a drone.
Okay,
Same exact thing. There's no difference whatsoever. UAVs can be, they can be a plane that the military uses, or it could be, a little DJI Phantom that you throw in your trunk that you get on Amazon for $500.
So do you need special licensing for that?
For the people to fly? Yeah, all of our pilots are FAA licensed, certified pilots and everything.
So I'm confused. So are they unmanned or are they manned?
There's no man in them, but there's a man controlling them.
So that person needs to be.
Though they're a pilot, exactly. A UAV is always going to be controlled by a man. Military doesn't send up UAVs and just let it go. There's some guy that's controlling it.
So I'm thinking like a regular drone, like you go to a drone store, you buy.
Yeah, so we use the latest DJI for some of our residential properties and everything. But I was just delving into a product of which we just inquired about and we just ordered. It's about an $80,000 machine. And long story short, it lets our drones see through trees. So if there are a lot of trees on the property, usually what we do is we do a hybrid between land surveying and drone surveying. But now we're going to be able to do it solely using drones because of the fact that trees aren't going to block us.
Unbelievable. The technology that's out there, dude.
It's pretty crazy.
It's sick.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's sick.
It's exciting, though. I mean, we're going to save people that much time. So it's stealthaircorp.com.
Stealthaircorp.com.
You got it.
And so I'm going to take us through the next segment, the process of ordering and whatnot and all that crap.
Sure.
But so I'm here today. Obviously, I'm talking with a young Alex Tsunis, 25. The kid's a hustler. Went from at 19 years old getting into the commercial real estate industry. Still in the industry, but in the last 9 months, right?
Well, so I've only been working with the company for about 2 months now or so.
2 months.
They recruited me about 2 months ago.
So this is brand new for you.
Brand new for me and everything, but like I'm a salesperson. I can sell anything once you give me a product, but I won't sell.
As long as you believe in the product.
Exactly. You have to believe in the product, and you have to know that it works, right? I mean, you can say you're selling something and everything and you like it, but if it doesn't work and you can't deliver, then, I'm not going to be on the team. But they really, they explained to me what they do and how it really is the future of surveying. And, I went out in the field. I went with some of their pilots and everything. I saw how it's done, went to their lab. And, I mean, we build all of our drones in-house as well, unless we're using the DJIs for some residential surveys.
And the DJI is?
That's just a phantom drone that you could buy on Amazon and everything for about $1,300 or so. I think the top-of-the-line one's going for maybe even more than that. I'm not too familiar with the drones and everything, but I'm the sales guy. I'm the one that's connecting the dots.
When you first contacted me and you spoke about this drone crap, I'm like, another guy doing the drones for the house.
Yeah, no, we're not just some guys that are going out and taking pictures. I thought
initially that's what it was.
No, that market is totally saturated. We're aerial data acquisition professionals. We're the only people that are on Long Island that are doing it. Right. Quite proud of that. And we're going to take over.
What about your competition across the United States? How many other companies out there are doing this?
So we've found that there are a couple of different companies that are just getting into it right now. And I want to say right now is in the last year or so and everything, but I don't know any companies that are, utilizing the data points of which we have, utilizing the algorithms of which we produce, building their own drones in-house. We're priding ourselves as leaders right now on Long Island for it and everything. And like I said, I haven't had one real estate attorney or one title company deny me business yet. They've waited. They have to realize, okay, we have to check with our underwriters, we have to check with our people, we have to make sure you guys are okay. But it's been a great ride ever since.
So it's being stamped off. Everything is 100%
Oh, yeah. We have our
compliant.
own draftsmen, our own surveyors that work for us and everything. And the surveyors are going to look at the data of which we provide, look at the model. They're going to draft it up. and then they're going to stamp it, and the end product is exactly the same. We've already I've gotten countless deals closed already and everything. It's great.
It's amazing.
It definitely is amazing. That's why I want to share it with you, and other people need to know. I mean, we're getting the word out there.
Listen, if you're out there, you're looking to get a survey done, hit Alex up. This is a brand new way to get surveys done. I know the pain point that I've been having, my cousin's been having when we buy properties is when we put in to order a survey. I know, when you're saying 14 days.
Oh, they'll take longer. No, I'm being nice, guys. I'm being nice to the surveyors. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. You waited 45 days?
There's times where we order.
But you have waited 45 days for a survey.
And I've pulled my freaking hair out.
Billy, it's 2019. You got to.
I get it, but
you're up with the times now and everything.
Listen,
you call me,
you
pay a premium. We get it done in 3 business days if we can. If there's a lot of heavily wooded areas and a lot of trees, we'll hopefully get it done in about 5. But if you're paying the same exact price as traditional surveyors are going to quote you, anywhere from
I'm definitely giving you a shot, dude.
$900.
Like, there's no doubt about it. You're going in the Rolodex.
You're never gonna do a survey with anyone else again.
So I'm here today with Alex Tsunis. This is Billy Alvaro, Easy Sell Property Solutions. If you have a home you're looking to sell, you know what to do. Give us a call, 631-400-EASY, or go online, easysell411.com. We buy properties all over Long Island. We don't care about the condition. We don't care about the area. We don't care what it looks like. We don't care what your situation is. All you need to do is take 15 minutes out of your day, call my office. One of my inside associates will be more than happy to speak to you. It only takes about 15 to 20 minutes over the phone. And that's 631-400-EASY. We'll be right back right after these messages. Alvaro, Easy Sell Property Solutions. If you're looking to sell a property fast for cash, give us a call, 631-400-EASY. You can find us online at easysell411.com. I'm here today, not with my cousin. He's on vacation. I'm here today with young Alex Tsunis, 25 years old. The guy is a young hustler. He's really a young professional. He's doing really well. He was doing great in the commercial real estate space. He's recently joined a company called Stealth Air Corporation. And I have to tell you, one of the pain points as we were speaking before we came off the air, myself and my cousin have struggled with surveyors on Long Island. They're usually, in our experience, they're older people.
Absolutely.
They've been doing this
more
forever.
Than older. Older is a generous term.
They have one foot in the grave. They're a bag of dust. They're almost dead. Yep. That's what I'm going to say about that.
It's an ancient technology, and these guys are so used to just getting orders in left and right that they don't really care. They don't have any personal service. They don't have a guy that they could call like myself to say, hey, what's going on with my order? Oh, our pilots are out there, something like that.
And I can tell you, they don't really give a flying rat's ass about taking care of the customer because they have so much business coming in. This is going to be a disruptor to their business 100%. And if you're in this industry and you're an older person listening to this radio show today and you're doing surveys, you better wisen up, open your eyes, because there's definitely something getting disrupted in your industry. And if you're not up to speed with this, and if you don't get involved with them, I mean, would you, in the future, you're going to be utilizing and subbing orders out to other surveyors to, I guess as you guys get big, you're going to have to
We're just going to keep growing the team and everything. So we've already hired surveyors to work with us and everything. And like I said earlier, we're aerial data acquisition professionals. So the reason why we're that much better.
I love the name, by the way.
Is because
aerial data acquisition.
So we are, because what we do is we acquire the data using aerial technology. And the reason why you use us is because we're doing it so much faster than the surveyors. The surveyors have to go out into the field. They have to do their thing, use the lasers, use the pointers and everything.
It's a very painful process. It just takes
so long. We're able to do the job in a couple of hours versus multiple days of time. And when we do that, like I said, when you can save people time and money, people are going to listen to you.
100%. So now take me through the process. I'm going to talk now about myself. We open up an account. So is it a way that we have to open an account with you? Or
no, not really. You don't have to open an account with us. Usually how it works, especially in the surveying industry in general, is you're going to ask for a quote, right? You're going to give me a property. You're going to say, okay, how much is it going to be and how long is it going to take, right? Those are the only two things that matter in this world. I'm going to come back to you with a quote in a couple of hours and everything. I'm going to send the address over to my CTO. He's going to do his due diligence, do his research, go to the town if he has to, and they'll say, Alex, we can do the property in 4 business days for $675. As soon as I get that, I forward that to you immediately. Once you say go, we get right on it. You're going to sign up with us during that process, and then you'll provide a credit card of which we're able to use. Usually what happens is you have to get approval from your buyer of which to approve of the quote. Once you do have that approval and you send that over to me, I'll get the credit card information from you. We'll stamp it, give it to our pilots, put it in our schedule, get it done. 4 business days later, you have a survey in your hand.
I can't believe this. It sounds too good to be true.
It does. No, it definitely does. And that's why there's been a lot of skepticism within the industry. I've had a lot of title insurance professionals that say this is too good to be true, but let us run it by our underwriters, our staff. I've done presentations in front of 20+ people at either a real estate office.
Took part ownership in a title company, so I'm definitely speaking with my partner about this.
You're not going to use any other surveyor but me. I promise you that. Good. Especially once you give us a chance.
Good, man. Good. Well, I give you my word. Yeah. I give everybody a shot. I'm going to give you a shot.
I appreciate that. And this is what it's all about. You have to give people chances and everything, but at the same time, right? You need to have a competitive advantage, and that's the reason why I took this job.
Speed is your competitive advantage, and without a doubt.
Exactly right. And especially on the commercial end, we're also going to save you a ton of money.
And money. Yeah, commercial and money. And I might have a job for you commercial-wise, too, one that we're bidding on right as we speak.
Send me an address. I'll get you a quote.
5-acre parcel.
It's that easy. And you can text me. You can email me. I have a lot of clients that just text me because it's a lot faster, but email always works. And that's the thing, too, about traditional surveyors, right? You said it yourself. It's so hard to get in touch with them. I'm up at 4 a.m. every day. I don't go to sleep until very late at night. I mean, you can get in touch with me literally 24/7, 365, and I'll get you a quote. I'll do my due diligence. I'll get what I need to, and we're going to get the job done.
So you're a Greek. Why didn't you get into like the diner industry or some shit?
My father was actually in the restaurant industry.
Of course. He had to have been, right.
I grew up around it and everything. I still remember him bringing like the tinfoil trays home and everything with some food and everything after I got home from school.
So funny.
I was just I was literally like 5 to 10, 14 years old or so when he sold it, and then we actually Then
he got into the real estate?
Well, he was always in real estate and everything. This was just a business that he had when he was growing up and everything, and then we reconverted those properties to either be triple net leases or apartments on some cases and everything.
I love it.
And now the diners are gone, unfortunately, but they're still out there. And go support your local Greek diner. Let me shout out
the best
Middle Island Diner and everything. I also have one out east. I'll have to find out the name of it because I haven't been out there in a while. But
these are what properties that your father sold?
No. This is just diners that I love going to. Greek Island Diner. Go to Greek Island Diner out east and everything. You will not be disappointed. My boy Will there. His family owns it. Greek Island Diner. You don't want to miss it. I promise you.
I'm a diner guy. I think New Yorkers were old.
Whenever you're out east, right on 25, go to Greek Island Diner. Done
deal.
Yep.
Shout out to the Greek Island Diner out there.
You got it. Shout out to Will.
Big Will, huh? He's hustling out there?
He is hustling. That's
family,
his family
business. Family with you or no?
No, not family, but that's his family business and everything.
Got it.
Us Greeks are family, though, right? We all have to stick together and everything.
I know it, man. I know it. Now, you come from like a pedigree family of real estate investors and attorneys, and so your whole Tsunis family is like wide ranged out here. You guys are... And then the older group has been around forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I think my grandmother actually may have worked for one of your relatives years back.
It's definitely possible.
Years back,
it's definitely possible. I mean, I wasn't around them, so I wouldn't know.
Right.
No, my grandfather built Long Island's first hotel and everything back in, I want to say, 1960 with Whitey Ford and everything. So we've been developing out here for quite some time.
I love it.
Yep.
And one of your other uncles is into, I think he has a bank, right? Interest in...
Yeah, he actually, he was the CEO of Gold Coast Bank. They just got acquired and everything, so he sold that out.
Beautiful.
One big Greek family, like I said, it's a little too big, but it's hard to keep track of everyone.
Family, the holidays must be crazy.
Yes, you
to say the least, right?
You can say that. Yeah.
So what's next for you now? What's your thought process? Like, how big do you want to grow your part of the organization with this?
I mean, it's going to become a national company, and then we're going to take it public, do an IPO, go from there, and everything. Because it quite literally is that it's the future of surveying, and there's no doubt about it.
Have they done any outside investments into the company, or is it?
Yeah, there are shareholders and everything that have invested in the company and everything. Multiple shareholders, but I want to say the COO, the CEO, and the CTO are the primary shareholders of the company. I actually am quite proud to say I have an equity schedule within it and everything. So as I keep working for them, grow their business,
start to build your own,
I'll be able to get a little chunk of that as well and everything.
I love it. And what's the age group of the people who are running this business? Younger guys, older guys?
CTOs in his 30s, CEOs and COOs are in their 50s and everything.
I love it.
So it's so
it's still a relatively young group.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're all hustlers. I mean, my CEO he always beats me to the office, even though I get there like 7:30, 8 a.m. And then when I'm leaving around like 6 or 7, he's like, "Yeah, I'm staying for a while." I'm like, "You're just a beast."
That's what it takes in order to be your own and to grow your own. You have to work your ass off, man.
Without a doubt.
Especially the beginning years, as he's doing it.
110%.
Yeah. So let's get into now on the commercial side. Are you going to be like slowly just kind of putting that to the side to get into this full time?
I mean, I already am in this full time and everything, but when we talk about commercial deals,
2 months in, that's it. You 100%
yeah,
focusing
110%. That's all I'm focusing on. But when we talk about commercial real estate transactions, right, they're going to take 6, 8, 12 plus months to close and everything.
Sure.
So I have all this downtime. What am I can make cold calls all the time on cold calling or on commercial real estate end, right? But what's the competitive advantage that I really had and everything? It's all about who you know, whether it's in business, life, whatever you want to talk about and everything. Right. So I've sort of exhausted my network with that. And I will take deals as they come to me and everything, but I'm not going to be proactively looking for it because, like I said, all the big players on Long Island that have the assets that I want to sell, that's actually worth my time to invest in everything
Murphy
and sell them.
Long Island tied up.
He's doing good. Mike's doing pretty good.
He
for himself.
has it just tied up. The guy is in with everybody.
He's a hustler too, though. I remember, going in his Range Rover and everything. He was taking me out east, showing me properties and everything, teaching me the ways of which he does commercial real estate and everything. And we closed a really big deal together. It was a multi-million-dollar deal. I'm very proud to say it. And he taught me a lot. He's a good guy. Shout out Mike Murphy once again.
Yeah, I have to get him on the show, man. I've
known the guy
no
since
chance. Definitely he'll get on.
No, I'm just saying he doesn't have time because he's always hustling. That's what I'm saying.
Always. But I spoke to him this morning on the way in.
He'll laugh at that. There wasn't an insult and everything, but he'll hopefully be here. We'll see.
Yeah, he's a solid guy. So now with this company with Stealth Air, so what properties won't you do, or is there nothing you won't do? You'll do it all?
I mean, we're gonna do a quote, right? I mean, and if we can't do it for whatever reason and everything, like we had one property of which there were no monuments located on the property and everything, and
so
they were already having a tough time doing the survey.
Right.
We honestly just couldn't do the account and everything just because it really wasn't worth our time, especially because we're not in the beginning stages of our company, but we're growing and we're growing very quickly. So it wasn't worth our time to invest in everything.
So how do you handle that when there are no monuments? Because I had that problem on my personal property. It was so old.
I'm going to be honest with you. And again, this is a good business tip. You never want to lie when you're in business. I really don't know. That's up to my aerial data acquisition professionals. I'm just the one that's really selling, connecting, getting people, connecting A, B, and C, getting sales over.
So you're in charge of the sales part of the organization?
So I'm the vice president of sales. Yeah, so I'm responsible for New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
All right. So is there like somebody who's in charge of marketing? Is there a marketing department? Or
right now, our marketing has been quite soft, honestly, because we are growing at a very rapid pace just by word of mouth and me cold calling and everything. Right. That's why that their next step to grow the business was to get a VP of sales and everything that really was going to focus full time on connecting with title insurance people, real estate people, house flippers especially, people that buy their own properties.
But listen, you're a young guy, and I know you're used to using your just you'll hustle and making phone calls and connecting.
Sure.
But if you leverage a marketing department, if you actually have somebody who's going to do the heavy lifting for you, start getting the leads driven into your business.
I couldn't agree more with you. And we have had that discussion, but Bill, you don't realize how quickly we're growing. Like a couple of months ago, we were only doing 30 surveys a month. When they brought me on, we're up to like 80 now a month. And we're just going to keep on going from there.
And are they all going through your cell phone?
Most of them go through my cell phone. Other ones go through the email. But I have, now that I have my, contact info and everything.
So your CTO, does he have an idea? Is he going to throw up like a portal where you guys can just order online?
Yeah, so we have our own, programs and everything of which, I enter the data into the system and everything. It pops right up for my CEO, my COO, my CTO to read. We analyze it, get a quote done. I'm the one that's going to be responsible for communicating with the client and making sure that I get to them directly. Because, again, that's another advantage that we offer when you have traditional surveyors, right? How hard is it to get in touch with them?
It's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't happen. You order and then you pray and you wait a little bit and maybe you'll get a survey in 2 weeks, maybe you won't, and then you'll call them back after 2 weeks and say what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing with having our business and everything is you really have a point man of which you can deal with 24/7, and we can tell you exactly where it is in the process, whether we flew the property, we're putting it through our algorithm, we have our draftsman working on it, we have our surveyor that's reviewing it and signed, sealed, and stamping it right then and there.
I see you guys in the near future, honestly, Alex, that you're going to be too busy to take
100%.
These phone calls.
That's a good problem.
It's a good problem.
I'm going to have to hire people.
I think you're going to
actually
have to start leveraging the technology with the ordering platform and have everything done online when they order. You get beeped or buzzed or notified.
But again, they don't know about it, so how are they going to order it online? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully after this. Yeah, absolutely. No,
you create that's
already actually been established and everything. We just haven't really released it yet because we're growing at a rapid pace, but no one really has heard of us unless I've already spoken to you about it for the most part. So
are you going out to these events? Are you doing public speaking at these events to like brand awareness?
I already did a presentation at a couple of different Douglas Elliman offices, a couple of different title insurance professional offices as well. And yeah, every single, I want to say Tuesday, Thursday, I go to networking groups and everything, whether it's in the city or on Long Island. And I'm spreading the word every day, man, on LinkedIn, on social media. Whenever you want to invite me, I'll be there.
Yeah, we're opening up an investment group that we're going to start meeting monthly. We should have about 100, 150 people.
Okay.
It's going to be either in the Hop Hog or Melville area.
So guess who your primary or only surveyor is going to be?
Yeah.
Right here.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
And that's how it works.
You'll be right in there. You'll be one of the sponsors. And
I appreciate that.
Doing your thing each month to get the people. There's going to be attorneys. There's going to be title companies. And obviously there's going to be a shit ton of investors.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody that's buying property, I mean, it's kind of a waste not to use me because, again, your deals are just going to take longer to close. And especially if you have a loan contingency and everything and you have a time limit of which could expire and then that loan expires, why chance it? Why are you going to go with someone else? Because I said, the end product, the survey, it's exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever.
On our
except
end,
for the fact that ours are more accurate, but that's a different story.
See, but I know you keep saying that, and I think that's a good thing. But I think what's going to happen now, because the line lot adjustments with this out of possessions, you familiar with that or no?
Absolutely. Okay, there's always been
there's probably going to be a lot
problems
more
at the
now.
Closing table, right, and everything. Because people argue.
Generally, it's beforehand.
Well, you would hope so. You would hope they figured it out before. But there have been instances that we've worked on and everything, whereas they didn't close because of it. And that's when they have to hire a new surveyor. Sometimes it's been us. Other times it's been other surveyors, of which I don't know those instances. But we get it done, and we make sure that it's literally down to the centimeter instead of 6.5 to 7 inch.
Which is why I'm saying I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more out of possessions happening, or it might be the other way.
Because you're saying that we'll be able to identify that is their problem. Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah. So it might go one way or the other. It's either going to cost more time and aggravation because people are like, wow, I'm 2 foot out of possession. My fence is on somebody else's line, or it's going to swing the other way.
But either way, the truth is going to come out. So.
Yeah, right. That's the way to put it. The truth is going to... Listen, 110%. If you're out there, you're in Radio Land, you're on Facebook Live, you're on Instagram, hit my friend Alex up if you're looking to get a survey done. This is a new wave of getting surveys done. The old way, 2 weeks, we're going to cut it down to 4 days. Your price is not going to increase. It's going to stay the same or possibly even go down, especially if it's a commercial property.
Yeah, the larger the piece of land, the more the savings become. That's really what we tell our clients. And it is true. Again, because we touched on the other segment, we had a client, 23-acre property, cheapest bid she got from traditional surveying method. $18,000. They said it was going to take 14 business days. But, Billy, how many times have you heard 14 business days and it hasn't been 14 business days?
That's a month and a half.
So let's say it took 20 business days or so. We got the job done in literally 7 business days and it only cost her $9,000. So I cut the price in half. I cut the time in more than half. And the end product was exactly the same.
I cannot wait to put my first order through you.
Let's do it.
I cannot.
Just send, you can text me an address right now. I'll send it to Nick.
Well, I'm going to the office. I know my team brought in, I think, 9 properties this month. I know at least 3 of them are going to need surveys. So we're going to hit you with the survey process. Liz in my office will contact you. I'll do the first.
Okay.
And then from there, it's going to be Liz. She handles all of operations.
You got it. You're a busy guy. I'm surprised you're going to be the first one and everything.
Well,
you're just excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Exactly. This is new technology. I mean,
that's great.
I'm so used to getting just knocked over the head by these surveyors.
I appreciate the business. We won't let you down.
Good. I know you won't. I know. So what else is on your horizon? You're 26, girlfriend, getting married, anything like that? Or you're putting that to the side for a while?
Can't afford a girlfriend.
Yeah. You can't afford to get divorced.
I mean, let's not even talk about that. But no, can't afford a girlfriend right now. No, what I kind of want to delve into is what other young entrepreneurs could really do and everything to really help their business. And one of the things I wanted to focus on is really getting a mentor. I feel like there are a lot of young individuals out there, whether they're going to school, they're not going to school, they don't really have. So
are you saying to the young guys to get a mentor?
Yes, definitely. You should have multiple mentors. I have multiple mentors that I talk to every day, whether it's about stocks mostly, because that's a really big important thing, and I think people should really be investing their time into that and everything, whether it's markets or just making investments. It doesn't have to be stocks. It could be real estate, it could be a business, whatever it is, but you need to have mentors, whether it's on any front of business and everything, just people that you can look up to, learn from, and go from there. I think that's really important, and a lot of people kind of overlook that. And
it's smart that you say that.
They don't realize the value of the network that they have. I hear a lot of people saying oh, college is too expensive and everything. And don't get me wrong, it is an expensive process. It's an expensive thing to do. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I think is most overlooked in terms of value is the network of which you can get out of going to college. I mean, you're there for 4 years. You can either dick around the whole time, or you can build relationships and then go from there and everything, and then make money with your friends in the long run and everything.
You have obviously you have this business understanding that a lot of young guys don't have, and it's probably because of your upbringing. You were around business your whole life,
without a doubt.
And so applaud to your mom and dad for just instilling that into you.
Shout out mom and dad.
Yeah, dude. I mean, no doubt.
Jim and Teresa, great people.
Because you know when you come from a family like that, you're blessed. You don't realize how much of an impact it's going to have, or maybe you do. Mm-hmm. But myself, I came from a family hardworking. I just had this innate ability in me to realize like, shit, I need mentors. I need coaches at a young age.
Absolutely.
And I was constantly going out to these events to try to just gain the knowledge, specialized knowledge. I didn't go the route of going to college. I tried it, did one semester, couldn't handle it, wasn't for me, quit, did the entrepreneur thing. And but you're right, dude. Your network is the most important thing. Your people around you, and having mentors and coaches.
It's all about who you know. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, you know more people than someone else. Your odds are you're going to be a little bit more successful than them because you're going to have a bigger Rolodex. You're going to have more of ability to get things done, whether it's on the business end, personal end, finance end, whatever it is. So just keep meeting people. So do more than 30 cold calls a day. I don't know who the hell does that. But you got to.
The slackers do that, dude. There's guys out there that slack and do that.
And you need to be able to sell yourself. That's a very important thing.
I mean, that's the most important thing. You got to get people to know, like, and trust you. You have to be honest. And like you said before, this is like one of the lessons. I don't know the answer, so I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer.
Absolutely.
Listen,
how could I lie on the air, right? It's gonna.
But guys and girls that are out there that just bullshit their way through, it catches 100%. Up to them, man.
One thing I do want to touch on before we wrap up as well, especially on the bullshitting part and everything, are these, we'll go back into real estate, these residential agents that try and do commercial real estate.
You have no clue.
I just don't get how they even try to do it.
It's a specialized industry.
You're selling something completely different. And I see these, I have calls all the time on some of my listings and everything. And I can tell they're a residential agent right away because they're asking about the commission. They're asking like just these random questions and everything. Like, who asked about the commission on the first phone call? I've had it happen so many times, and I guarantee every single one of them has been a residential agent. And let me tell you something. You're doing a disservice to yourself and your client because you're not the expert in that field and everything. And you're a residential agent. You focus on residential. You hand it off to a commercial person that you know. You let them you let them do the deal done, and then they're going to do right by you, and they're going to take care of your client. And that's so essential nowadays in business. And I don't think. I mean, people do realize it, but a lot of people don't realize it.
Specialized
knowledge.
They
just think that they can do everything. Business. I thought I could do everything at first. You know, I said I want to take over Long Island. I want to do commercial, resi, everything. I want to sell real estate in Florida. No, you can't do that.
You're going all over the place.
Exactly. Well, that's how young hustlers get, right? And everything. But you realize, you gotta tone it down a little bit. You have to focus on your niche and take care of it. So, Billy, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I really
Alex,
appreciate it, brother.
It's been, honestly, you have a lot of energy. You're 100%. A young guy. I could see us doing some business in the future.
We're going to do a lot of it. We're going to be your surveying guy. I can't wait. We're going to reach a 10 million in sales mark one time and everything.
I'm going to bring you on the panel when we start doing these monthly
that would be great. Yeah, don't invite any other surveyors. You only need one.
I love this guy. Is everybody telling me how to run my business? Listen, this is Billy Alvaro, Easy Sell Property Solutions.
Cheers,
if you have a home, you want to sell, 631-400-EASY or online, easysell411.com. Bye-bye, guys.